Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So, first day of the Chicago Showdown. I'm trying to make the 1400 run here using the Patriarch. This is probably the best option, mainly because it's much easier to drive than I would think, in my opinion at least, the Ruffian 40. So it's easier to get a good run out of this car. And that's the main reason I'm using it. So far so good. I'm around 1200, and let's see how many more races it'll take to get to 1400. It looks like, at least this morning, there are not as many players pushing for 1400, but there's still at least 1,000 plus ahead of me, so that's a good sign. And also this time of the day, closer to the middle of the day, we're able to get a little more action from people and quicker action from people for the most part. Alright, so this one's going to be tight, but it looks like I'm pushing forward a little. Not my best run, but with Showdown it's always the same. You just have to win. As long as you're faster than the other guy, you do fine. Focus on yourself. Don't worry about who your opponent is. Usually people get, I wouldn't say the word scared. They get a little nervous, I would say, when they look at certain opponents' cars pop up or the name of the opponent. Ignore all that. Remember, in this game, you're really testing against yourself. It's what you run. Whatever they run, they're going to run. It's what you are capable of doing that's more important. Particularly in Showdown, do your best, and whatever happens, happens. Now, that was a little bit of an early launch and a little bit of a late shift on my part, but it didn't seem to hurt me. Again, this is what I'm saying. I like this car because it's relatively easy to drive. Although I didn't do great on that particular one with the shifts or the launch, as long as you kind of get it close, you have a pretty strong shot at moving forward in the Showdown. Now, sooner or later, you're going to lose. And losing is part of it. As long as you lose fairly to an opponent that just did better, hey, it is what it is. Now, frustrating part about Showdown is in a lot of the other Showdowns, we see a lot of cheating, and that is certainly not something anybody wants to deal with. This one I'm going to lose since I'm this far behind him. He must have had a pretty good run where I had a pretty lousy run. Let's see. I think I did okay. 6.698. I've never hit that yet, so that could be a device related issue, or it could be my launch and shifting. But yeah, that's a great run on his part, so I lost that one. But that's actually my first loss, so I'm not particularly hurt about it. And as you get to near 1400, the closer you get, the more you're going to face better opponents. That's just the way it is. Okay, let's see. Oh, nitrous did not activate. That will kill you. That one, definitely I got screwed because I saw the button flash orange, but it's too late to react again to hit the button, and that kills you with a 6.8 run. I could have easily won that given how I was running before. Isn't it amazing how sometimes things just start happening when you get closer to where you want to be with this game? Is it because, in fact, you know, I'm doing something different, or is it because the game is screwing you? That's the big question, right? People get pretty upset over this kind of stuff. They, oh, well, the game kind of screwed me on that one. I don't know. I mean, launching point is important. It makes a difference where you launch and when the nitrous goes off. I mean, if it, like this time it went off smoothly. If anything, I think launching a little earlier on this card's better. You tend to get sticky nitrous when you launch dead on perfect, although that little hair of difference could be the difference between getting that 6.69 run versus a 6.70x run. So against that 6.6 run earlier, there's just no way I can beat him because I just can't get that kind of a number out of the car, and that's a problem. Ooh, that one actually worked out pretty good. It's a close run. I think I got this though. That was a little bit on the later side of perfect for the launch. Again, not a perfect run, but it did the job. Okay. All right, so I am now at 1300, so 100 to go, which is technically 3 wins. If, well, that chart says I'm 1271. I think the syncing is a little behind schedule. The issue here is that, of course, 3 wins sound easy, but you know, when you get closer, things tend to get tougher. Let's see how it goes. Little early on the nitrous there, early on the shifts, but so far it doesn't seem to hurt me. If anything, that looked like it was a better run. Let me see. How was it? Typical run. Okay. All right. So doing good. Moving forward. The system's saying 1307. I think on here it's going to show like 1330s. Yep. Okay. So there's a little bit of a gap between what the chart's showing and what's syncing now on the races. That happens quite often with Showdown. I see that all the time where the Showdown numbers and my number on the leaderboard doesn't quite match. Doesn't mean that you're going to lose, or doesn't mean that you're not at the number you think you're at, or it could mean that. I mean, it's kind of tricky with this thing. All right, now knowing how this game works, right? Assuming I win the next one, assuming it doesn't give me an opponent that runs 6.6s, even if I win, I have a feeling it's going to put me very close or barely put me over. Let's see what happens. Let's win this first. All right, everything went off as expected, so no issues on this one. I'm ahead. I win that. Okay, that's good. Let me see what happens. Does it push me? Oh, 33 points. Yes, it should put me over 1400. Done. Okay. Now, leaderboard. Okay. Yeah, I paused for a second there because I hit deliver and it did nothing. I was waiting for something to happen. Now, this is what I'm afraid of, right? This here. It says 1382. Now, I saw 1400 plus, so I know it should be 1400 plus. When you go back to the garage, your fingers are crossed that it's 1400 plus. I see all kinds of stuff I'm supposed to be able to collect. You're going to claim them all. Oh no, there's no car. But before you stress, usually what we have to do is go out and back in and see if that's still the fact. And it is. No car. So even though it says I got the car, it's delivering, after it's synced, it didn't get me the car, right? And I'll give it a once or twice try. Nope. So they're following the leaderboard rather than giving it to me based on what I saw on my screen. That's kind of obnoxious. And here it is. It says I'm still at 1382, despite the fact you all saw that I had 1402 and even told me I won the car. That is really annoying with Showdown, and unfortunately, sometimes it works in your favor. Like you didn't see it at 1400 and somehow you got the car, and then this time it worked against me and actually pushed me back. Now I have to win one more race. If I lose this, we're going to be moving backwards very quickly. It looks like I'm going to win this because I'm already ahead. But that is a typical issue with Showdown, and very frustrating when you're talking about that last race. Now, this is particularly frustrating if you're a player that's kind of pushing to get there, right? When you're barely making it, you're struggling, you're losing and winning, and you finally get past the number, and you're like, oh man, I finally got this. Then it says, nah, I'm sorry, you didn't. Back you go again, and then you lose, and it gets very, very frustrating. But we are here yet again to try to collect. Still doesn't show on here, but I think when I click on it, it will. Okay, there it is. All right, so it took 2 times for it to show it's over 1400 for me to actually get it. That again is probably a syncing issue within the system. I don't know why it does that, but it does. But there it is, 1400 run complete with a maxed Patriarch. You know, if you have a Patriarch and you're pretty close to maxed, unfortunately, even being slightly off means as of right now, you're not going to win this card on day 1. But day 2 or 3, you might be able to get it. I am looking at the Tusk here. It's a beautiful looking car. I mean, this is really nice looking. I guess I'll build it partially and see how it works. But this is my second account. This account has absolutely no chance of getting anywhere in the ART4 event. So I'm just collecting the car to have the car. See, as you can see, I don't even have the second lock in here. So I'm done. And that's it for this event, for this account. And that's the 1400 trophy run for the Challenger Ring Brothers Charger Tusk. I hope you liked the video. If you have any comments, feel free to make them. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel and like this kind of videos, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get notified when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.